Welcome back everyone to Old Man Wisdom. It's currently the 25th of February 2022. It's Friday and the markets are just open for a few more hours before they close for the weekend. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. So last week on our indicator, we was looking for a possible sell trade just before the markets closed last week. This blue rectangle here represents where the market opened, and last week we was wondering if we'd get a sell signal, which we did just before the close on Friday. Now obviously it played out, it went and dropped over 200 pips, and although people don't like trading right at the end of a session on a Friday, of course, we had this opportunity here. Now the problem was that the stop loss above this previous high was over 50 pips. And I have my rule that I don't trade with a bigger stop loss than 50 pips. So for me personally, I didn't take it, but obviously it would have been a good trade, as you can see. What can we expect for the coming week? Well, we're looking for the markets to retrace up to or around the area of this multi-time frame moving average. Then we want to pull back, a lower high, and then we want our sell signal here or round about here. So we would like to see that happen next week. Now, of course, whether that does happen or not, no one knows. But the signals are based on the MACD. The MACD would have to come up and drop below the 3 pip mark here on the MACD that I've marked, in which case you'd get a sell signal like this one here. If we just follow the line down, you'll notice that the MACD just dropped below this 3 pip mark, and that's why we got the signal here. Now, of course, we could get it so that the price bursts right through the multi-time frame moving average. We would be looking for a pullback down to around the area. And again, we would want this kind of shape happening ideally before we get the buy signal around this area here. So we don't obviously know which way it's going to go, but one of the main rules I have using this indicator is that we sell when price is below the multi-time frame moving average, and we buy when price is above the multi-time frame moving average. That's the rule of thumb that we have. We could imagine that the multi-time frame moving average carried on around about this level next week. So it depends where price is, whether it's above or below, will depend on whether we buy or sell. So that's quite simply it. Now I do just want to add that most of the indicators on my website are completely free. You can just register and download and use them straight away on MT4 and MT5. But there are 1 or 2 indicators on there whereby you have to just pay £1 and you can download them. But I just want to remind you that the pound is a monthly subscription. So if you don't pay the £1 after the first month, then the indicator will just stop working. And if you pay £1 again, it will start working. Now, I might change this in the near future so that all the indicators are free. But until that happens, there is a small fee of just £1 a month in order to use some of the downloads. Not many, probably about 2 or 3 that cost just a small amount. Now, if I do open all the indicators up and just make them all free for everybody, then those that have paid will get access to a special area on the website whereby they'll get 1 or 2 free gifts for a thank you, or as a thank you for the payments that they have made. So if I make this change in the next couple of months, I will let you know. I would like to make just everything free. I'll probably put a donation button on the website so that you can donate if you like. But of course, my aim is to help people. So, you know, I know £1 isn't much, but obviously some people still don't want to pay or struggle to pay, and I completely understand that. So I'm looking at making these changes so that everything is free on the website for you guys who faithfully follow along with my little channel, and I'm so appreciative of that. So really, yes, you know, I should be giving something back to you guys if I can, and so that's what I hope to do in the near future. So back to the charts. This is the indicator that we're looking at, and this is the kind of price pattern that we would like to see. But I've also started doing a pure price action trading analysis. And last week, just before, you notice here this blue rectangle is where the week started. This is the 1 hour chart, by the way. If we just zoom up a little bit, we were looking for price to break below this previous low, which it did, but it didn't break below until the market opened on Monday. So it broke below this level, which then meant that this high here is a valid high. Now price spiked up, it didn't break the high, it pierced it with this wick but didn't break it. And what I was saying last week is that we was looking for price to pull back into this big area here, into this zone here. And we were looking for a reason to enter a sell trade. But also I wanted price to break below this previous low here. I wanted to break it quite significantly. So I wouldn't have entered up here, although obviously this would have been a fantastic place to enter, but I didn't enter up here. I wanted a more significant pullback, and in fact it broke this previous low here. And so it was around this area that I became interested. Price stalled in around the middle of the zone. It pulled back, and then it made what you might call a double top within my zone, and that's what I was looking for. And so we got this huge drop off here from this area. Now I entered around here. I didn't obviously collect the whole 250 pips. I wish I had. What I did was I was looking for this previous high up here as a stop loss. So it was around the 40 pip mark, and I was looking for a 2-to-1 risk reward. So a risk to reward of 2-to-1 looks something like this. The stop loss of around 40 pips just above this previous high, and 80 pips was just down here. So I call 80 pips of this fantastic move, which was a huge move of 250 pips. I didn't catch it all, but I caught a nice solid 80 pips with literally zero pullback whatsoever. So it was a great trade. I really enjoyed that. And this is how powerful price action trading can be. I've said it in previous videos of mine that learning to trade Forex is a skill. It doesn't mean that we can't trade with indicators, but of course, if we can learn to recognize patterns and price action, then of course that is a fantastic thing to do. So that was the trade I took this week. As I say, relatively small trade, but a solid 80 pips. What would I like to see happen next? Well, we have this area here. This was the previous low, and what price has been doing, it's been working its way up to this zone. So what I would like to see next week is it hit this zone and stall. Now ideally I would like to see this. I would like price to move up, as it has, made a lower low, move up, and it's broke this previous high here. So we want it to pull back to this level, move up to this strong level here. Notice that it had to burst its way through quite powerfully. Now, work its way back up to this level here. And then I want to see a reversal. So what I want to see is it break a level, pull back, and then stall, and we'll be looking to sell the market again. So we want price to move up. It's made a low here, and it's burst through this previous high. So we might say it's in an upward trend. Want it to pull back to around this level, and then make a new high up here around this important level here. And then we want it to pull back and break this low, indicating that maybe we're in a downtrend. So we want this kind of pattern to be made. Again, whether it makes this pattern or not, we don't know. But in order to sell, we want to see it break previous structure. If it's not going to do that, then of course we won't be looking to sell at all. Price could well go higher. But in order to sell the market, we need it to break previous structure. And until it does that, then we're not interested. And even then, we want to see price stalling, either with a double top like we saw earlier this week, or with some nice long wicks indicating that price is becoming exhausted and can't get any higher. So this is the kind of rough pattern that we're looking for next week on the Euro-USD when it comes to price action. And so there you have it. We have two different options here on the Euro-USD, both on the 1 hour chart. One is a price action movement, and the other we're waiting to see what our indicator based on the MACD will do next week. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, then please do, and hit the notification icon so that you'll be notified when new videos are released. In the meantime, everyone have a fantastic weekend, everybody take care, and of course I'll be talking to you very, very soon. Bye bye.